Hey, welcome to the Daddy Sharps featured bets. And these are the bets as a reminder that we also love. You will love them too. And they're in addition to our best bets that are on our podcast.
Yes. And you're only going to find these featured bets right here on daddysharps.com. So, Mr. Luke, let's get right to it. I'm going to start things off here, and I might be going a way that a lot of people aren't thinking about. Dallas at San Francisco. San Francisco minus 3.5, the over under 45.5. My bet here is Dallas plus 3.5. Sunday night football, and really a game in week 5 that could decide who's going to be the number 1 seed in the NFC come January. Both of these teams are excellent against the spread, a combined 6-1. The way they're covering is what impresses me. San Francisco blowing teams out. Dallas is 4 of 15 in the red zone when it comes to scoring touchdowns, and they're still covering by a lot. Turnover rate, that's the key number for me here. You guys know I love the turnover rate. Dallas doesn't turn the ball over hardly ever, and they actually hold the turnover rate margin in this game over San Francisco by a +5. In teams this evenly matched up, I'm going to side with this stat, the half-point hook. I do not like Dallas below 3.5. I like that over 3.5. So give me Dallas plus 3.5.
Do you like San Francisco at 3?
I like San Francisco at minus 2.5. Three
Yeah.
had the possibility to go. You get some pushes, but yeah, I would probably take San Francisco at 3. At 3.
You would.
Yeah.
Because I did.
Yes. And I like, and you can find both numbers right now as we just demonstrated.
Yeah.
3.5s are out there, and there are some 3s. So,
and I know the risks involved with that 3, and I'm willing to go for a push. I just game of the week. We'll agree that it's going to be a game of the week, man.
Yes,
it's going to be incredible.
Yep.
You know, they met in the playoffs last week. They're going to be playing like it's a playoff game again. So
yes, for sure.
Hey, man. All right. So I'm looking at the Atlanta Falcons. You probably are too.
Yes,
they're favored by 2 at home against the Houston Texans. The over-under in this one is 41.5. But what I'm really looking at here, I think it might surprise you a little bit, because this is based on a stat, and then I looked at it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty interesting. I'm looking at the over for the Texans team total, which I bought today at 20 points. And it's still at minus 110. So just, a little bit of juice right there. I'll be honest. Again, heard the stat, looked it up, did my own research, liked it, formed my own opinion. But here's the stat. Ready for this?
Yes.
For teams that play in Europe and lose the next week, their opponents are 7-2 in team totals.
Wow. That's impressive.
Right? So that's a lot of time in the air. You're tired. Maybe the defense is more tired. You're off your rhythm. Atlanta looked horrible last week against the Jags, and the Texans right now, they're cooking. You just kind of got to ride that wave. CJ Stroud, can he put up 21 against the Falcons? Yeah, I think it can, and that's all you need is those 3 touchdowns. Team total for the Texans over 20.
I like that. I'm going to have to look this up. That's a good stat right there.
Yep.
So I'm going from Sunday. This is odd for me and you. I'm going from the Sunday night football game to the Monday night football game. So the Green Bay Packers -2 at the Las Vegas Raiders, the total 44. My best bet here, I like the Green Bay Packers -2. Almost the best bet for me here, Luke. That's how strong the data is. According to my data, the Green Bay Packers have an 80% chance of covering the spread at 2. Actually, they can cover this all the way up to 2.5 at 80%. The Green Bay Packers also get one of their best offensive linemen back for this game after missing him the last 2, so I expect them to play a lot better. Kansas City -5.5 at Minnesota under 52.5. You have this as a best bet for Kansas City -5.5. My bet that
4.5. 4.5.
You have it at 4.5. Yes. My bet that I really like here, the under 52.5. So far in the season, these two teams have combined to see 3 totals set by the book over 50. They are 3-0 on the under when the number is that high. The key number here is 51. I like the under all the way to 51.5. To pick up the 51, I'm going to rebuy it at 54.5. If it gets that high, I don't think it will.
I'm telling you, I like that too. I like the under there.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
By the way, new lab this week.
I do like this lap.
Just point that. Yeah, I'm going with this one.
Yeah.
I really want to steal yours, but that's mean. So I'm just going to stick with this one. I don't know what this is behind me.
It's that's the juju right there. You're mixing juju.
Oh, that's what it is.
I
Now
like
I
it.
do. Now I know what it is, which is
Yes.
probably why I picked this next bet. Teaser time.
Oh, let's go. Teaser time.
The Lions are 9.5-point favorites. A lot of points. They're home against the Panthers. The over-under in that one is 45. I want to tease the Lions down. Meanwhile, back to that game of the week, Dallas 3.5-point dogs at San Francisco. I want to tease Dallas up. So to go through the 7 and the 3 for this one, you've got to do a 7-point teaser, which is a little more juice. So what I want is I need a 7-point teaser that gets me Dallas through the 10 and the Lions through the 3. So for Dallas, it's just a touchdown and a field goal. For Detroit, it's just a field goal. Hey, pay more juice, but winning money is what it's all about, and that's a featured bet.
It's true. It's true. I'm going to a game here that has been a lot of discussion, and a lot of people are kind of staying off it, I think. Cincinnati -3 at Arizona, 43.5. I don't even care about the side here. I want the under, and actually you can get this under right now at 44.5. What can we say here? Joe Burrow isn't right, and Arizona does not look like a team is trying to tank and roll over for that number 1 draft pick. Cincinnati 1-3 on the under so far this year, including 2 straight unders right where the line is this week. 45 and 42 are some key numbers. You don't want to buy below the 44.5. You're going to get 2 key numbers in the 43 and the 44. I really like the under in this game. Joe Burrow is not 100% yet, Mr. Luke.
He's not, and you're betting on Arizona. They're scrappy and they're fighting, and you're betting on them to do really well. I mean, it's the Bengals, right? I keep going back and forth. Our research and data points to Cincinnati, at least mine does. Says I think that the preseason line was something like it was -6, and now Vegas is begging people to take that -3, and you should maybe, but Burrow, and I heard T. Higgins has a broken rib now.
Yeah, T. Higgins is hurting, and you know how it is with a broken rib. It's very tough for a guy to. That's a guy that likes to go across the middle and catch those tough balls, and he's going to be getting hit. Ugh.
Alligator arms.
Yeah, I was just thinking the exact same thing. You don't like that.
So I decided to stay off the. I like that over under. I stayed off the spread. It's just too risky for me right now.
Yep.
All right, man. Your team here, New York Jets at Denver Broncos. The Broncos are at home, giving 1.5 in this one. The over under in this one is 43. So another teaser right here. I made a Jets teaser part of my best bets, but for the featured bets. Sorry, John. Both my data and my research likes the Jets with the points in this one as well. The Jets defense is going to destroy any Broncos running game. I really do believe that. You've got some injuries on your side with your Broncos running game, and Russell Wilson's going to be moving around. This defense is going to have him moving, which could be part of the game plan. Roll him out. He's really good when he rolls out, because when he was in Seattle, we swore as fans, as 12s, he couldn't see over the line. All right, we won't get into the debate, but the Broncos also released 2 defensive starters. Is that right this week? And they hired a new wide receiver.
Yep. Corner and a defensive linebacker that's a pass rusher.
Too little, too late, my man. Too little, too late. You can't fix it in 1 week. I'm sorry. I like the Jets and I like the points, and that's what I'm going with. The Jets and the points in this one as a featured bet. All right, moving on to college football featured bets. John, kick us off.
Luke, I just got to come out and say it. Me and you, I saw the data here. I saw the numbers. I still can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm doing it. Okay. Sam Houston at Liberty. The number right now for Liberty -19.5. The over under 47.5. Sir, my featured bet is going to be Sam Houston +19.5. The magic number for me here is 18. In this range, in my data, there have been 3 mismatches, just like this game. Liberty is obviously the better team. In those games, the road team at this range is 0-3 against the spread when it hits 18 or greater. This is sitting at 19.5 right now. It might go to 21. I'm not sure. I'm going to trust Sam Houston's defense here. And I know they got blown up last week, but I'm going to trust their defense to get back to the way they were playing and hold Liberty under that spread.
Backdoor cover? Backdoor cover?
Backdoor cover. That's what I'm going for.
Yep. You nail Liberty bets all the time. This is a surprising one to
and
you, but
I'm usually on Liberty's side, but this time I'm not.
Yeah. All right. Hey, backdoor cover, man. I like it. I like it.
Yes.
Texas State. Do you like this one? Texas State at Louisiana Lafayette. The Raging Cajuns are given 2.5. And this number's grown from 1 to 2.5. The over-under in this one is 69 points. Ooh. These teams head-to-head are 5-5 on over-unders in their last 10 games. And the total has never been this high between the two of them. Texas State scoring an average of 41 points per game, Louisiana 38. So that sounds scary, right? But these teams have defenses. They have defenses that are pretty decent. Our model is showing high scoring, man, a high scoring game, but only 62. So I'm taking the under in this one, under 69. It's a lot of points.
Yeah, that is a ton of points. I like that. Hey, that one will be a fun one to watch at least.
Yep, sure.
So you're mentioning it before. I do like certain teams a lot, and this year I feel like that team for me is Fresno State. So here's another little game I like. Fresno State minus 6.5 at Wyoming. The over under here 44.5. My best bet here, I'm going to take the over 44.5. The number opened at 47.5. Now it hits 44.5, which means you are getting a key number, the 45. The last two matchups between these two, Fresno State has shut out Wyoming 30-0, 17-0. In those games, the totals were set at 53 and 50. So now the book has adjusted, the public has adjusted, and this number is all the way down to 44.5. And I think it is just too low. Wyoming, they're averaging 26 points a game this season. Fresno State, they're giving up 17 points a game. And that's what I think Wyoming needs to hit this over, 17 points. Wyoming put up 10 on Texas in Austin. Great school, great defense. 33 on Texas Tech at home, another really good school in the Big 12, and 19 on App State. And as you know, that's a very good defensive team, solid team. I think they can score on tough defenses. Fresno State, another tough defense, and I think Wyoming's going to do enough to get it done.
Cowboys. You love the games with Cowboys too, man, and you always gritty. Nail those too.
They're gritty. They're not going to get shut out this time. They're too gritty for that.
Here are two teams I don't think I've bet yet this year. South Florida.
Ooh.
At UAB, South Florida is the favorite by 3.5 points in this one. The over-under is 68.5. I like South Florida here at minus 3.5. I know the rules. Don't tell me the rules.
It's college.
And you right. That's what I keep telling myself too. It's college. You can bet. You can buy the hook if you want. Go ahead and buy the hook if you want. But I didn't buy it down to 3. I bought it at 3.5. I like the Bulls, and my research likes the Bulls and their value all the way up through the 7. They're just going to dominate this game. The quarterback is hot right now, red hot. 338 yards and 3 TDs against Navy last week. They've also have the better offense all the way around. UAB 1-4, desperate, and just not a good team and not a good coach either.
I like it. The UAB Dragons, sir.
The Blazers.
Sir, I think our next featured bet is one of your favorite schools. One of my favorite schools, at least, from last year. We're going to go down to this UTSA at Temple game. That was one of your featured bets. I'm kind of sad that you're covering UTSA now. So kind of fill me in on what you like here.
Well, okay. Well, let's tag team this one then. You tell me what you don't like, since you covered UTSA all last season and you were really sad to see them go. I know that.
Yes.
So what we do is oftentimes we split up conferences if people at home don't know, just so we're not doing double work. And sometimes we do that, and sometimes we split up teams. Sometimes we cover each other's research, like we'll check it and stuff. So I'm really curious to see, because you follow UTSA as well. UTSA is a favorite in this game, pretty heavy one, not 2 touchdowns, just under, minus 13 in this one. The over-under is 56.5, and they're at Temple, so they're at Lincoln Financial Field. I guess that's a home game still. It's in Philly, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think we can call it neutral, but here's what I like in this one. I like the under 56.5 here. Both teams are struggling this year. Would you agree UTSA is struggling compared to what they should be?
Oh, yeah, they were killing it last year with overs. And I think Frank Harris is now officially 58 years old. He's been in college for what, 8 years? Is this his eighth season, I think, or seventh season or something? It's crazy.
He got paid. He got paid.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that what happened? And they just not.
Yep.
They're struggling. But listen to this: UTSA, the Roadrunners, the under has hit in their last 4 of 5. Their offense has scored an average of 19 points per game. That points to the under. Temple's offense has scored 21 points per game. That points to the under. That's why I'm taking the under here, 56.5. I just don't see I just don't see it. Just don't see it. Two really bad teams, bad football.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, sir.
Finally, can I get one more in there? Can I get one more in?
Heck yeah, let's hear it.
You're gonna
This is one of the old conference foes for UTSA here.
That's right. The Mean Green from North Texas, another one of your teams that you love to follow. And pure data bet, man. I'm sticking this one in there, and I know I'm going to drive our numbers down probably. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's just one of those data bets, man. You see it and you're like, huh, okay. And then you look into it and he's like, okay, maybe. North Texas at Navy. North Texas favored by 5 in this one. The over-under, though, that's what I'm looking at. It's 60. Pretty high for these teams, or at least Navy. It's pretty high for Navy. Yeah. Call me crazy. I'm trusting the data, and I'm taking the over in this one. The Mean Green have gone over in 6 of their last 6 games, so that's great. Yeah. Navy has hit the over in 8 of the last 12, but Navy's overs have not been 60. Let me tell you, they're going to run the ball like they always do, and with this continuous clock, they're going to try to run it a lot. The Mean Green will score at will in this game, and their defense has a ton of issues. Check this out. Mean Green this year, allowing more than 503 yards and 43 points per game.
Wow.
Take the over 60.
Yeah. Jeez. Well, defensive problem there.
A little bit.
Yep.
Hey, dude, great show. And
yes.
That's going to do it. That's going to do it.
Not bad.
Daddy Sharp's featured bets this week. Yeah. We do have to say this, though. Remember, always gamble responsibly and within your means. And the bets that we share are based on our own research. Even when you pick Navy with the over 60, we don't always win, but I think I'm going to win that one.